Hello everyone, I'm Miguel Sanchez, and welcome to the world of blocks. I think my voice just got a little bit different here because I'm sick, and I caught something that I cannot tell you what it is, so I had to keep it. I tried to keep it to myself, but I will fight this. It is part of this tough and challenging time right now all over the world, but we will survive. I will get to this together, and I will. So my fellow subscribers out there, keep it going. You made this channel possible. Let's fight it back. So, thank you. Anyways, I'm coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, where I am in quarantine. And yeah, my voice is weakening, but that's okay. I'll try to get through this together. Anyways, so let's get on with the episode, shall we? For in our last episode, we took a look at Recounting, Chapter 5. More than just feelings. If you want to go check it out, link is on the top right corner of the screen. And with that being said, yeah, let's get started, shall we? This episode will be Recounting, Chapter 6, Take Me Home, Countryblocks. We're going to Countryland for this episode. Not sure if we can handle this, but I'll try to do this before my iPhone, where I'm recording at it, runs out of storage. So, let's get started. Before starting, credit goes to Infinite Sanity Pit on DDR. He owned all that, not me. I owned nothing at all. I don't own anything at all. It was Infinite Sanity Pit. He made this happen. So, thank you, Infinite Sanity Pit, for the credit. If you want to go check out his DDR page, I'll leave it in the description below. Thank you, Infinite Sanity Pit. What a thing. Warning. Learning Blocks is the property of Blues Animation Studios, Alpha Blocks Limited, and the PBC. Yes, the British Broadcasting Corporation. No copyright infringement is intended. I own nothing. You have been warned. And, yes, thank you. With all that said, enjoy the story. The World of Blocks. Queen of the Blocks, Chapter 6. Take Me Home, Countryblocks. Countryland was next, and since Infinity had mentioned that some of the Countryblocks were siblings, 12 and 18 thought that coming along on the trip would be a good experience for two siblings like them, as did C and K. B and D declined to come, as they already been to Musicland and were busy rehearsing something to impress the music blocks at the upcoming party. Iris had been warned that the Countryblocks had a rather rough past, which she already had an idea of thanks to her own world's history. Though, considering that this was on a much smaller scale than the human world. How bad could things have gotten? Somewhere in Countryland, Australia was playing with his pet Dropper. The red koala-like creature loved chasing his owner's boomerang around. Australia threw it as far as he possibly could, but got concerned when it didn't come back this time. Oi! Look, where'd it go? He ran off to investigate, with Dropper scurrying behind him. When he saw who caught his boomerang, he gave a flabbergasted, "Crikey! Why, young fella, who are you fellas?" "Oh, hello. You must be Australia," greeted Iris. 18 had already caught the boomerang and was now fiddling around with it. "Why, that's right, lassie," Australia confirmed. "But what are you people doing in my outback?" Iris explained exactly who they were and what they were here for. Australia and Dropper's eyes grew wide. "Crikey, my blokes will want to see us. Let's go off now, and maybe we'll cover all Countryland by sundown." The rest of the blocks followed Australia, who gave a quick word about his pet. "By the way, this little chap is Dropper." "Cool, a koala!" exclaimed Kay. "Oh no, you got it wrong, mate. He's a dropper. They hide in trees and drop down on their victims, tearing them up with their sharp claws. Don't worry, Etifa won't hurt us." But Iris felt uneasy looking at Dropper's wide grin full of sharp teeth, and couldn't help but ask, "So is his fur naturally red?" XXX. Soon the blocks were out of the outback in a rainforest, where they heard music playing. "This is where Brazil lives," said Australia. He parted some plans to reveal a block who resembled Brazil's flag dancing by herself. She was wearing a red and white striped skirt, and on her head was a red flower. As the music died down, she took notice of Australia and the newcomers. "Hola, hola, who are these?" Alpha Brazil. These are letters and numbers." "Wow, really?" Brazil was amazed. How the letters and numbers come to life?" It'll all be explained in time," Iris promised. "Come, you must speak to my pet," exclaimed Brazil. She led the group to a river where a small pink dolphin was splashing around. "Say hello, Ponto." Ponto. The dolphin eyed the group with curiosity. Then something very unexpected happened. He leaped out of the water and became enveloped in light, transforming into a pink block who wore a white hat with a red flower. "Hola," he greeted. "I'm Bovo." "He's a very special dolphin," said Brazil. "As you can see, he can turn into a block." That's amazing!" exclaimed 12. Are there any other animals like that?" "No, not that I know of," answered Brazil. "But you love all of my friends' pets. Let's go see Mexico next." Mexico was in a desert area, and he just so happened to be with two other countries of North America. America and Canada. Oh yeah, America. USA, baby! They all glazed in astonishment upon spotting the new blocks. America was the first to speak. "Hey, Australia! Who are these guys?" A small red creature with devil horns and bat-like wings galloped up to the newcomers and began to sniffling and see curiosity. After a round of introductions from the alpha blocks and number blocks, America was in disbelief. "Letters and numbers? Really? Who would tell you that you guys should be alive too?" The blocks were a bit taken aback by America's rude remark, but kept up a good attitude. "You'll find out eventually," stated 12. "I apologize for America's attitude," said Canada. "I'm actually very happy about this. The more the merrier." From behind her came a creature that resembled a deer, but with a red body and claws on her front legs. She growled at the new blocks before getting picked up by Canada. "Sorry about that, Wendy. She can get pretty aggressive, but is perfectly friendly once you get to know her." Then Mexico stepped forward. He was wearing a sombrero with a rattlesnake wrapped around it and eagle perched on top. "Hola, I'm Mexico. The snake is Santiago and the eagle is Alejandro." The two animals gave a hiss and a call of greeting. A small green critter ran out from behind Mexico. He sat before the newcomers, wagging his tail happily. Mexico came up and pet him. "And this is Chupe. He's a chupacabra." Your pets are all so cute!" exclaimed 18, waving his arms around. "Do any of you have siblings?" asked 12. "Because we were told that some of the Countryblocks were related to each other." "Oh yes," confirmed Canada. "Me, America, and Mexico all have siblings. Let's go meet with them." "I'll lead the way," America quickly interjected. "Come along, Chess." The horned and winged creature trotted by her owner's side. Canada sighed as she watched her fellow country walk off. She always wants to be seen as the most important nation. We love you, America. We really do," whispered Mexico. "But she's definitely not the nicest block. She once tried to build a wall on one of her borders in order to keep me out from the fort, apparently being annoying. And at another time, she blamed China for getting everyone sick," added Brazil. Nevertheless, the group followed America to wherever the next set of country blocks were. XXX. Coincidentally, Britain, France, and Spain also happened to be together at the moment. They gave their siblings warm smiles, but their eyes widened when they saw the newcomers. Hey, hey, bro, America greeted Britain. You won't believe who we just met. After a round of introductions, Britain stepped forward. Greetings, chaps. I am Britain, and I hope my sister hasn't been giving any of you trouble. It's okay, said Kay. We were actually in the middle of a tea party. Britain continued. His Pix was sipping out of a teacup. You're welcome to join us. Well, we'd love to, said C, thinking of tea and knowing that he and Britain would get along very well. After everyone had sat down, 18 decided to strike up a conversation. So, me and 12 are siblings. Franz looked at him questioning. Really? How? We're about separate rectangles, explained 12. And me and my brother are both lines with circles on their lower halves, said B. Our circles are just on opposite sides. And me and my brother make the same sound, said C, which she and K demonstrated. How did all of you become siblings? 21 asked the Countryblocks. The nations all suddenly grew silent. Oh, Spain awkwardly averted his eyes. You might not like the story. I think we handled it, said Iris. Well, to start, I was the first Countryblock to fall down here, Britain began. France and Spain soon followed, as did several other Countryblocks. The trouble began when Mexico and Brazil arrived, said Spain. He didn't want to continue, but his pet mouse, Ratoncito, silently urged him on, placing a comforting paw on his side. I was pretty power crazed back then, and I decided to conquer them and several other countries. This was sounding pretty familiar to Iris. I was no better, admitted Britain. When America arrived, I quickly asserted control over her. I did the same with Canada, France chimed in. Her pet cargo of glitter shifted her eyes awkwardly. Neither me nor Britain let our siblings make their own decisions. We thought we knew what's best for them. America frowned at the memory, but then a light smirk appeared on her face, and I ended up getting back at Britain by dumping all his tea in the ocean. I still get flashbacks to that event, Britain said dramatically as him and his tea-loving pixie both stared off into space. America's bold action inspired me to stand up to France, said Canada, and soon I rallied the other Countryblocks under Spain's control to overthrow him. Mexico stated proudly. He wasn't so high and mighty after that. Yeah, admitted Spain. But I'm glad it happened because I needed to be brought back down to earth. You're still pretty. You're narcissistic. You're narcissistic. Brazil pointed out. Hey, all habits die hard. Spain replied. Dang, said 18. I didn't expect any of the block's history to be that rough. But it was nothing compared to history, buttered Iris. Her statement caught Britain's attention. You know about humans? It's kind of a long story, said Iris. Just then, a voice sounded out from the distance. Joe! Who are these fellas? It was a Countryblock who resembled Italy's flag, flanked by two other blocks who must have been Ireland and Scotland. Oh, bonjour, it's for Italy, Franz greeted. We've made some new friends. Well, top of the morning to you, folks, Ireland told Iris's group. I'm Ireland, and this is Italy, and this is my brother, Scotland. Hello, exclaimed Scotland. We'll go to country land. A small grey plesiosaur crawled towards the tea party by a strange green creature, which appeared to be a mix of several different animals hopped right on top of her back before being past. Polka! Show this some more respect, Ireland scolded. Italy pranced over, followed by a creature with a cat's head and a snake's body. Ciao, new friends! He screamed in a sing-song voice. Me and Tuts are very excited to be meeting new blocks. We're very excited to be meeting you too, exclaimed 21. And what might your histories be? Oh, there's not much to say about me, replied Italy. I just fell out of here. I did too. I took Scotland out of my way when he arrived. I learned a lot from Ireland. I did, said Scotland. Though there's plenty I figured out on my own. He pulled a bow and arrow out from behind his back and shot it towards a distant tree. Everyone ducked at a sped pass and launched itself right into the trunk of the tree. Whoa, cool! C complimented. I'm also a master of bagpipes, Scotland boasted. Oh, it looks like tea time is over, said Britain. Who else shall we introduce our new friends to? Let's go see who's around, suggested Italy. So the blocks head off, wondering they've run into next. While the blocks and pets were traveling, they spotted a red and orange bird in the air. Italy pointed to it in excitement. That's Firebird! Russia must be around her somewhere. Sure enough, the group soon came upon a block who resembled Russia's flag napping underneath the tree. There were two other blocks around, but accompanied by their pets and occupied with their own activity. A golden duck posed for a block who looked like Poland's flag as she drew it. A block who looked like Germany's flag was assembling a toy airline while a serpentine dragon handed him the proper tools. Firebird landed by Russia and lightly poked him with his beak. This caused Russia to wake up with a jolt. What is this? Does somebody need my help? Firebird pointed his beak toward the newcomers. Russia jumped up. Look, guys, new blocks! This immediately got Poland and Germany's attention. Ooh, who are these blocks? Asked Poland, her wide eyes sparkling with curiosity. Another round of introductions ensued. Fascinating! exclaimed Germany. I would love to meet the Alpha blocks and Nova blocks sometime. You'll get to eventually, 12 told him. Wow, you have a pet dragon? 18 was gushing over Germany's pet. His name is Lindwurm, said Germany. He means Lindwurm, Poland clarified, and the dragon nodded in confirmation. What's your cute little duck named? Asked C. To the newcomer's surprise, the duck began talking. I'm Princess Shimmer, and I'm royalty trapped in the body of a waterfowl. And it's all some dumb sorcerer's fault. Iris was a bit taken aback to hear the duck talk, but recalled a similar myth from her world. In fact, all the Countryblocks pets seemed to be from the mythology of these countries. Oh, C wasn't sure how to respond to this. Sorry about that. She's perfectly happy being with me, but I do hope to restore her to her original form someday, said Poland. Princess Shimmer nuzzled her arm, happy to have been found by her. It was at that moment that 21 asked the question that Iris had been dreading. Did anything interesting happen in any of your histories? The dark silence fell upon the area, the atmosphere suddenly becoming tense. Germany looked down in shame while Russia rubbed her arm, while Russia rubbed his arm, not knowing how to approach this topic. Finally, Poland decided to speak up. Listen, this isn't something any of us like to talk about, but you have a right to know about the great fights. Iris felt her stomach drop. The Countryblocks were about to recap their version of both world wars. She knew it couldn't have been as bad as what went down in human history, but she still felt a strong sense of dread. Germany took a deep breath. It all started when Austria-Hungary was attacked by Bosnia. Iris, knowing that Austria-Hungary was a defunct country, couldn't help but ask, Was Austria-Hungary killed? No, us Countryblocks are immortal, Jeremy assured her. However, some of us are right as ghosts, and Austria-Hungary is one of those ghosts. So defunct countries did exist here, but as ghosts. This was quite a relief to Iris, who didn't want to think about blocks getting killed. I used Yugoslavia of Ottoman Bosnia to do such a thing. Sure, Germany continued. Then one thing led to another, and soon we were all caught up in the first great fight. Me and a few others stood by Austria-Hungary's side, but we were outnumbered by countries such as France, Britain, Russia, Italy, Japan, and America. And we totally kicked your butts! America shouted. Britain shot his younger sister Claire. America, you're not talking. Sorry. After we lost the fight, I took the blame for causing it. Germany had to take another deep breath before continuing his story. Afterwards, I was so filled with anger and bitterness that I decided to take over all the country land, and maybe even the rest of the world afterwards. I convinced Japan and Italy to help me, and even captured Poland and France. Poland closed her eyes, remembering being locked in a cage by power-crazed Germany, and the utter despair of helplessness she felt at the time. She felt the soft and comforting feathers of Princess Shiver brush against her in sympathy. Me and Britain team up to stop him, Russia added. I thought my super strength would help us win easily, but Germany was determined not to lose. Then America spoke up. I tried to stay out of the conflict, but then Japan did the unthinkable. She destroyed my favorite toy ship. Iris almost laughed at this, but her amusement dissipated when she heard America's next words, the Countryblocks' voice going from peeved to remorseful. I retained in the worst possible way. I took a firecracker and shot it directly into Japan's eye. The number blocks and alpha blocks gasped, shocked at the idea of a block performing such an act of violence against one of their own. Don't worry, her eye got better. America quickly clarified. Remember, Countryblocks are immortal and heal quickly. Germany went on with his side of the story. Eventually, things came to a head. I was cornered by Russia, Britain, and America. They might have killed me if it wasn't for Italy. Italy took over for a bit. I never wanted to take over the country land. The whole time I was hoping I could convince Germany to not go again. In the end, my plan worked. Yes, and I thank you for that, said Germany, casting Italy a warm and grateful smile. Peace was fully restored to country land, and after the fight was over. Well, except for the time America and I got into a heated rivalry while building rockets we planned to launch into space, Russia admitted sheepishly. Hey, I still have some firecrackers left, and I wasn't afraid to use them, America quipped. Both those great fights were a true blue, Australia lamented, but we're all coppers now, and that's beauty. Coppers? AT was confused by Australia's words. He means fans, Brazil explained. His slang takes some getting used to. I'm so sorry about what you all went through, said 12. I didn't think a group of blocks could turn on each other like that. History is a bloody mess, said Iris. I'm just glad this land is at peace nowadays. Say, since you mentioned Japan, where is she? Asked 21. Okay, let's go to her territory. You love her and China. XXX. After a while of walking, the blocks found who they were looking for. Japan and China were sitting underneath a cherry blossom tree, having a conversation with each other. Japan had unusual appearance, as she had ears, paws, and tail of a cat. A little farther from the tree were a Chinese dragon and a kitsune, who were playing with each other. Japan's ears perked up as she heard the footsteps. She looked over with her animesque eyes and gasped, "Look, China!" China stood up and glanced over at the newcomers. Who are those? Who are those blocks? Pets. Let's go ask. The two Asian country blocks ran up to the group, and soon their pets took notice and followed them. "Hello, Japan," America greeted. Japan smiled at her, showing that she had fully forgiven her for the firecracker incident. Iris stepped forward and introduced herself and her friends. China was amazed, and Japan's eyes widened to be even bigger than they were before. "Konnichiwa, ladies and nobles." Japan bowed in greeting. "I am Japan, and this is my older sister, China." "Ni hao, new friends," said China. She was holding a stuffed toy panda, which she hugged tightly. "This is my teddy, Tian." The panda reminded 12 and 18 of one's own teddy bear. The kitsune snuck up to Kay and started tickling him with her tails. "Kitsy, stop! Tickling that block!" scolded Japan as Kay laughed uncontrollably. Kitsy obeyed Japan and moved over to C to tickle her instead. Japan sighed as this wild China giggled. But John doesn't misbehave nearly as much," China noted as she pet the fur that ran down her dragon's back. Well, kitsunes tend to be troublemakers," said Japan with a huff. I bet there's a lot more country blocks than me," said Iris. "After all, there's 195 countries in the human world." "Yeah, that's quite a lot of us," America confirmed. 21 was slack-jawed at this. "We can't possibly meet them all today, but we can meet more of them at the party," 18 pointed out. "We'll send an invite when we're ready. Be sure to bring as many country blocks as possible." "Oh, I like that idea!" exclaimed Italy. "Count me and Tuts in!" The other country blocks voiced their excitement. It was then that Iris noticed that the sun was beginning to set. "I think we should go home," she said. "It's been nice meeting you all." "It has been an absolute pleasure meeting you, Chops," replied Britain. "To come again soon." Germany and Russia offered to walk Iris's group home, which they accepted. However, as they were on their way to the border of Countryland, they were completely unaware of 3 pairs of eyes that were observing them from the bushes. "Who are those?" "I don't know, Hugo, but I don't like them." "Come on, Rome. Germany's with them, and he clearly has no problem with them." "You're too defensive of your brother, Prussia. How do you know he hasn't relapsed back into his evil ways?" "How dare you accuse him of that? And besides, how would you explain Russia being with them too?" "I may not like Russia very much, but she has a point. Whatever, I'm going to confront them myself." Before the other two could stop him, a red ghost block flew out towards the group. He came to a halt and right in front of them, stopping them in their tracks. "Who are you people?" Iris yelped a bit, caught off guard. However, Germany and Russia stood their ground. "They're perfectly friendly, Rome," said Germany. "They just came here to explore Countryland." "And we are escorting them back home," added Russia. Rome looked skeptical, but then 2 other ghost country blocks came to float beside him. The one who wore a red hat and striped poncho decided, "Honestly, Rome, you're too on edge all the time. I will always have to be ready for battle," Rome exclaimed defensively. This made the white block with black wings sigh. "Why don't you try to be friendly towards strangers instead?" she suggested. She turned to the group. Sorry about him. He's always like that. I'm Prussia, Germany's older sister. Hello, I'm Iris. The rest of her group introduced themselves after her. Rome narrowed his eyes. Why are you all named after letters and numbers? That's because they are letters and numbers, said Russia. Alpha blocks and number blocks to be exact. Really? Wow! The red-headed block extended her arm. I'm Yugoslavia. Iris shook her arm and found that it felt strangely solid despite her being a ghost. We better get moving. Said Russia. His eyes shifting uncomfortably towards Yugoslavia. All right, said Rome, who seemed to have calmed down. But if you guys are planning anything, I'll be ready for it. As the group left, 12 went over to Russia and said, You didn't seem very comfortable around Yugoslavia. We have a rough history, Russia replied. It's my fault, really. He refused to elaborate on what he meant. 666. After returning to Neverland, 18 decided to ask Iris something. You said that history is a bloody mess. What exactly happened in the human world? Iris looked away awkwardly. Let's just say that there was a lot more death and destruction involved. 18 decided that he'd rather not question her further about it. To be continued. Yeah, it's over. Well, it's over. A 30-minute story, but that's okay. A longer episode today, but next time it might be longer, it might be shorter, but who cares? Okay, so Queen of the Blocks Chapter 6, Champion Countryblocks is finally over. So yes, thank you so much for watching today's episode of The World of Blocks. Don't forget, a new episode of the Astro Show just dropped earlier today, so if you want to go check it out, link is on the top right corner of the screen. It was day 25, so make sure to go check it out. Also, local history is all new later today, where it's episode 172 to be exact, and it's going to be a Fox Premium 1 and Fox Premium 2. So don't miss it. We'll see you when we get there. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget, the local history playlist is on the top right corner of the screen. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to search for yourself, and I'll see you all next time with our edition of The World of Blocks. Next time in The World of Blocks, we are going to Weekland and Monthland with Queen of Blocks Chapter 7. It's time to go to time. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh. Yeah, the final places in Infinity to visit Weekland and Monthland, so you're not going to miss it. We'll see you guys there forever here in The World of Blocks. I'm Miguel Sanchez. Please remember to leave a like, share this video with your friends, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also turn on notifications to never miss a new video. Please subscribe to my channel when notifications are on to never miss another new video from me, as we're on the road to 200 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm Miguel Sanchez, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Laters.